Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome to Jeff and Paper Gary. I'm Jeff, and that's Paper Gary. We'll talk more about him in a minute. It's a beautiful day in central Oklahoma today. It's Friday, September 26th, 2025. There is a school event going on at the local elementary school, which is making some noise. So I've got the garage doors closed, hoping to cut down on that a little bit, and hopefully that won't translate into the video too much. So welcome to the introductory video. This is I've lost track. It is far more difficult than I ever thought to create quality YouTube content. I have never done this before, so I am very much an amateur. Bear with me as we work through this process and I learn something new, and hopefully the quality of these videos will increase over time. So who am I? Why am I here? And why are you seeing this? Well, I'm just kind of a normal guy that's into airplanes and have decided to build an airplane in my own garage. So I'm building a kit aircraft from Vans. It's an RV-8, and it's probably going to be a 3+ year project if I'm guessing. So more of a marathon than a sprint for sure. I don't expect this to be done anytime in the near future, but I am very excited about the build process and going through all the things that it takes to build an airplane. So as I mentioned, I'm not a professional content creator. I'm not going to make this a monetized channel. I'm not in this to change my profession to professional YouTuber, although I have nothing against those that do. That's not my gig. I've got a full-time job as a manager of managers in the airplane industry and really enjoy what I do. I'm very fortunate to have the career that I have and work with all the great people that I do. So on to those people that do a great job at this, right? I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos on builds of airplanes right now. I follow a couple builders. Really want to give a shout out and thanks to a couple in particular. Number one, thathippiepilot. Great videos, really enjoy them. And he's building the same kind of aircraft, a Vans RV-8. So as I watch his videos, I learn a whole lot and learn from his mistakes, which is kind of the purpose of his videos. And that's the purpose of my videos, right? So trying to not make the same mistakes that others have, and maybe come up with a few of my own that I help other people with in the future. So another great one is Tim from T-Flight. Really enjoy his videos, excellent builder. And both thathippiepilot and Tim have a podcast called We're Not Experts. So if you're into that kind of thing, want to check out their podcast. It's really cool. They talk about what it's like to build an airplane in your garage. So I will put a link for that down below in the comments. The other one that I really like, one of many that I really like, xylafoxlin. If you haven't heard of her, she is a brilliant young engineer, very bold, and currently working on a Pete and Pull aircraft build from plans. So she would probably describe that as taking a whole lot of expensive lumber and turning it into an airplane one day. So check her out if you're so inclined. She's got some great videos and she's really fun to watch. So excuse me if you hear some noise over there. That is my dog getting into who knows what. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so let's talk about Paper Gary here for a minute. I met Real Gary 20+ years ago when we were both students at Purdue University. We quickly hit it off and became friends. And I found Gary at a point in my life when I was really walking a fine line of probably falling down the wrong path, but maybe going down the right path. Gary and I were always hanging out together, working on something, and he taught me a whole lot about myself, about being a better person, how to fix things. And he and his amazing wife, Esther, took me in as quite frankly, a poor, starving college student that gave me work here and there so I can earn some money, but also took care of me and welcomed me into their home and taught me an incredible amount about being a better person, about compassion for other people, and sharing what I have no matter how little. The two of them really saved my life. I would not be who I am or where I am without them and their endless kindness, really. Even when I probably didn't deserve it, or certainly didn't have the awareness or the maturity to recognize and give thanks and tell them how much it really meant to me. It is still something to this day that I value incredibly, and I very much recognize that I am the person I am today because of those two individuals. Now, Gary and I have been very good friends, and a few years ago, when I started training for my pilot's license, I called up Gary and said, hey, I'm gonna go get my pilot's license. And he said, well, that's great because I need somebody to will my airplane to, and I want that somebody to be you. Now, Gary was an exceptional aircraft builder. He had built a rotorway helicopter in the 90s, and then in the 2000s built his pride and joy, which was a Wheeler Express aircraft. So if you don't know that one, it's pretty much the experimental version of a Cirrus aircraft. So a composite 4-seat, high performance engine, glass cockpit, autopilot, the whole thing. And Gary was a meticulous builder that insisted on perfection at every corner. He would not accept any kind of mistakes or flaws. He would rework things 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, doesn't matter how many times or what the cost was. It was going to be perfect, and he wouldn't accept anything less. So he had a beautiful airplane. He was very proud of it, and I think he wanted to leave that to me because he knew I would give it the same care and attention that he would, but also because, you know, we were great friends for a very, very long time. So on May 5th of 2025, for reasons that I will never understand, Gary left Cleveland, Ohio in his aircraft and flew into some absolutely terrible weather. And the ATC recording of my friend in communication with the air traffic controller acknowledging the mess that he had gotten himself into would be the last time that I heard my friend's voice. I was texting with Gary just an hour before he took off and said, hey, you know, I'm flying back to Indiana. I'll be there in a couple hours. I'll talk to you later. And at that time, I went out to a band event for my daughter. And I came back and I hadn't heard anything from Gary, didn't have any missed calls or a text message. So I got online and I looked at the flight tracker. And when I saw the data, I knew something had happened. And I looked and told my wife and said, hey, I think Gary crashed his airplane. And after a bit of searching online and maybe an hour later, the news story started to break, and they were covering a small aircraft that went down in a storm in Ohio that ultimately ended in the loss of my friend's life. So about 2 weeks later, I was in Lafayette, Indiana, attending his memorial service on his birthday, which was May 19th. And there I ran into some old friends, my college roommate, which was great to reconnect there, who's also a good friend of Gary's. And on the way to the airport the next day, I thought I had a sense of closure. Turns out that would probably be one of many that I experienced over the coming months as I worked through the grieving process and accepting the death of my best friend. So it wasn't long after that I decided I had to build my own airplane. One of Gary's wishes, and Gary's kind of an interesting character, and he wrote his obituary years before he died. And you can go find that online. I'll put a link down below. It's pretty fun to read, and it gives you an idea of what kind of person Gary really was. But in his obituary, he wanted a cardboard cutout of himself at his memorial service, which judgment call from his wife was not a thing, or maybe it wasn't a judgment call. I don't know. It wasn't there, which is okay. But Gary's here with me now. So Gary, Paper Gary, is kind of here to watch over me and be around for some advice. I absolutely valued his opinion on most anything and everything. And I know there will be a point in time in this build where I will make a mistake or something will be less than perfect. And I'll start to question myself and question what I should do, right? Is it, can I live with this? Can I repair it? Does it have to be replaced? And ultimately the question will be, what would Gary do? And Gary will be there to remind me of the standard of quality that he imparted on all his aircraft builds and in everything he did. And that'll help guide me. So as part of my grieving process, and as I kind of frankly long to hold on to that relationship with my best friend, I've got Paper Gary here with me to build what will be our airplane. And a little bit of his legacy will live on in that, I suppose, as I go through this build. So follow along if you like. Hit the subscribe button, hit the up thumb button if you like the video, and we'll have more content to come, I hope. I'm going to go make a few videos today. I've got some inventory to do of a tail kit that I've purchased. I've got some parts that came in today, as well as some tools and a bunch of other stuff. So hang out with me if you like, and we'll see where this journey takes us. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Jeff and Paper Gary out. We'll see you guys later.